Hi guys, today I wanted to talk about my experience with pulmonary embolism. This is a video that I really wanted to do because I had been chasing a diagnosis for a year and a half. And in that time I was having all kinds of strange symptoms that were worrying me. The first symptom that I had, or that was noticeable for me, was um, while I was jogging, I would run for a little bit, maybe like less than a kilometer, and all of a sudden during the run, I would feel like I was hyperventilating. I would just feel like all of a sudden I couldn't get the air that I needed. And this was especially strange for me because I had been a long distance runner for about 17 years, never had these kind of problems. Just one day it felt like I had to stop and catch my breath. And at first I was like, okay, maybe I'm getting out of shape or maybe I'm just having a bad day. But this seemed to happen more and more on my runs. I did go see a doctor right away, my family doctor, and she suggested it might have been asthma problems, gave me a new inhaler, suggested I try that. So I did, and it didn't help. My runs were just constantly marred by this problem that kept happening. And it would almost feel like I was on the verge of blacking out. I would see like blackness almost start to like cover my eyes, and then I would stop, catch my breath, and then the black would kind of vanish. So I knew something was really strange, but I had no idea what this was. And this again continued for some time, got to the point where just walking up a flight of stairs was very difficult for me. And in this time, I went back to my family doctor several times. She did do a chest x-ray, but that came back as being normal. And that's something I want to just give a heads up to you guys about, because after I was told that my chest x-ray was normal, I thought, okay, well, a chest x-ray, that's going to show any possible harm or anything that's wrong with me. I was completely wrong. If you have pulmonary embolism, it's not going to show up on a chest x-ray. So if you're continuing to have symptoms, I suggest that you advocate for yourself and know that the only way that I'm aware of, I'm obviously not a doctor, that they can find out if you have pulmonary embolism or not is a CT scan. That is what's going to show if you actually have it or not. The next set of symptoms that I was having on this year and a half journey to diagnosis was chest pain. One day I came home from work and I just had stabbing chest pains. It felt like somebody was digging a knife repeatedly into my heart. I had been to the ER and my doctor, I would say a total of maybe 20 times, maybe more than that, and I just kept being told the same thing. And after a while of going to the ER, they would look at me like I was nuts, like I was a hypochondriac. And it got to the point where I started questioning my sanity. And that's a horrible feeling when you feel really ill, but medical professionals are looking at you like you're crazy. When I was finally diagnosed, it was January 15th, 2015, and I will never forget that day, or that moment when I finally had an answer to what had been ailing me for a year and a half. It was in the middle of the night. I got up to go to the bathroom. Midway through my walk to the washroom, I just all of a sudden felt like I couldn't breathe. A little bit worse than it had been before. My heart was also racing. It felt like it had gone into some kind of dangerous rhythm. So to make a long story short, when I did get to the ER that night, again they were going to send me home. My breathing was so bad that I insisted that I get another doctor's opinion. Eventually there was a bearded doctor, bless that man. I wish I'd gotten his name because he finally solved the mystery. And he did a CT scan. They were expecting to find maybe a tiny clot in one of my lungs. They found many big clots in both of my lungs. And though it was absolutely terrifying to find out what was happening with me, and not knowing if I was going to make it through the night, or what the outcome was going to be, I finally had an answer, and I was finally getting medical help and treatment. This video isn't to scare people or to make you worried, but it's just a message to everyone to let you know that sometimes you need to advocate for yourself. And I know medicine isn't an exact science, and I'm very appreciative of the doctor who finally diagnosed me and for all the nurses who helped me and were very caring and considerate. But, you know, doctors don't know everything. They're human. You just have to listen to your body and advocate for yourself. So obviously, if you are having any health concerns, please discuss with your doctor, as I am not an expert or a doctor. I just want you guys to stay happy and healthy.